Okay, so the second last assignment of the semester, I know a lot of you are still working on the chrysalids reflection and doing your quiz. You can get things to me until June 17th, okay? Preferably before that, but that you can get them to me up until June 17th. That's the last day we're allowed to accept assignments or give any, okay? But I'm moving on from the chrysalids assignment, the final reflection, and the quiz, which is in D2L. And it's pretty easy, I think. I'm moving away from that to, there's two assignments left. One is an essay outline, okay? If we were in school, you guys would have written 2 essays this semester. As it turned out, the way things fell, we didn't do, we're not doing any, okay? But you are moving into grade 11 next year, and you're gonna be writing 2 next year. So you need to have some practice. And so I wanted to go over the essay outline assignment. So what this outline is you're basically going to use this to create a thesis statement and then to write your topic sentences for what would be your body paragraphs in an essay and provide me evidence. You've already done this semester. You did it with the Friday Everything Changed final assignment, okay? For those of you that did it and submitted it. So I'm just going to share the screen once I find it. There it is. Okay, everyone can see that. So the planning guide, this is essay practice, okay? And when you're in grade 11, you'll be doing 2 essays, like I said. So all the topics that you get are old diploma topics. So the topic that I provide you here is a diploma topic from diploma in 2013, I believe, 2013, 2014, okay? And in order to prepare for essay, you're going to work through the planning steps with a practice essay topic. And it is discuss the ideas developed by the text creator about the human need to make a commitment or renounce a course of action. Okay. And so the break it down, you break down the question, reword it if you have to. This is what you do on your own to plan for it. Okay. What are the keywords or phrases in the question? If you can stretch your brains back to February and early March, we did this in class a few times, didn't we? Okay. So you have the skills now to look at the question and kind of decide, well, what are the key terms? Brainstorm the characters we have studied this semester and select one you would think would fit this topic best. Okay, the human need to make a commitment or renounce a course of action. Okay, a human need is important. Make a commitment or renounce a course of action. Okay, is there any characters that we've studied, you might want to ask yourself, that makes a commitment and then later on renounces that course of action? You could talk about both, okay, but you don't have to. It says make a commitment or renounce a course of action. Then you're going to create a controlling idea or thesis statement, which is your answer to the topic, and then fill out this planning guide. Once you've filled out this whole guide, you just submit it to me like you have been doing with everything else on Google Docs, and that's the assignment. There is no, just a second. Okay, there is going to be no essay afterwards. This is it. But at least it's a bit of practice for next year. First thing is controlling idea. So what's the conflict, the response or responses, and the significance? Now, we talked about this a lot this semester, okay? In relation to this human need to make a commitment or renounce a course of action, what might the conflict be in your chosen text? And then what are the responses the character takes to address that conflict? And what is the significance? But it all has to relate back to this topic about our need to make a commitment or renounce a course of action, okay? Then the planning guide goes, it's really straightforward and logical. First of all, what's the text you're going to write on? I gave you a list on D2L of the texts we studied this semester that would work, I believe. And if I didn't, I'll do that today, okay? Actually, no, I haven't done that yet. I will do it today. Okay, so what is the text and then the author and the character you're going to write about? And you can go all the way back to The Merchant of Venice and write about Shylock or Jessica or Antonio or Bassanio. I don't know how many of you are wanting to go all the way back to Merchant of Venice, but you can, okay? And then in body paragraph number 1, this is where you establish the main conflict. So if this were an essay, in this paragraph, you would talk about the conflict faced by the character. Okay, let's talk about the girls in the Friday Everything Changed. The conflict they face, whether they're aware of it or not, is that they are treated as lesser than the boys, that they don't have equality with the boys. So you could talk about their lack of equality or their lack of fulfillment. That's a conflict, okay? And then they make a commitment to do something, and that would be your response. So why does your character either need to commit to a course of action or need to renounce a course of action? The topic sentence should reflect the conflict established in the controlling idea or thesis statement. Now, if you go back to the Friday Everything Changed assignment, remember I wrote you a full thesis statement and then I broke down each part of it into separate topic sentences, okay? So that was practice. Now you have to do it. You have to write your thesis statement and then you have to break the thesis statement down into 3 separate topic sentences, okay? So you write your topic sentence, your thesis statement in this little space, your topic sentence for paragraph 1 here, which is all about conflict. Then we have evidence. And you are asked to find 3 pieces of evidence from your story that are about the conflict, okay? For each piece of evidence, write down a direct piece of evidence from the text, either a quote or a paraphrase of a significant scene. This evidence chosen must help to support or prove the topic sentence of the paragraph, in this case, establishing the conflict that the character faces. Evidence has to be in chronological order, okay? That means in the order that it happens for the character. Okay, and you're trying to build a character arc. So if you're writing about David from the chrysalids or for the group for the chrysalids, you need 3 clear pieces of evidence that show a conflict they face. Okay, what's the conflict they face? Well, they face many different conflicts and it depends on how you want to approach the topic. Okay, for each piece of evidence, you have to explain how that piece of evidence helps to support the topic sentence that you've written. When you're done those 3, then you just move to body paragraph 2. And it's the exact same thing, except this time you're talking about how does the character respond to the conflict they face. Okay. For this topic, you want to discuss the ways they commit to or renounce a course of action. So the girls, for example, commit to a certain course of action. David and the group. Sorry, I have people joining the meet. David and the group commit to a certain course of action in order to keep themselves safe, okay? Shylock commits to a certain course of action to fuel his need for revenge. So you just want to talk about what they do. Or did we study any characters this semester who renounce a course of action? Okay, to renounce means to reject. So I've been doing things a certain way, but now I'm going to reject that. Well, I can think of at least 2. Okay, the father and the son in Penny in the Dust, for example, reject a certain course of action to fix their relationship. So in this response paragraph, you would want to talk about how the character responds to try and fix their conflict. Same format here. You write a topic sentence. The topic sentence should reflect the response established in the controlling idea. And then you have evidence, 3 pieces of evidence. And for each piece of evidence, explain how it helps to prove your topic sentence. And then you move to body paragraph number 3. And here you're examining the significance. How did the conflict and the character's response to the conflict shape them, change them? How did it affect them? How was your character impacted due to their need for commitment or renouncing? How did their response to their initial conflict affect or change them? Okay? None of the characters we studied this semester are the same at the end of the story that they were at the beginning, right? Okay, so you need to examine how they changed. And we learn by reading these stories about ourselves, because we learn how when people respond to these kinds of situations in this way, they often react this way, okay? And so for significance, that's what you're looking for. You're looking to prove the change in the character, okay? And you have to do it in relation to this chosen topic, the human need to renounce, make a commitment or renounce a course of action. Okay, this one here. So in a lot of ways, this is exactly the same assignment as the one that you did for the Friday Everything Changed. Okay, and I think most of you would agree with that. Those of you that are on camera, nod for me if you agree with that. It's pretty much the same assignment. Okay, so that's all I'm asking you to do. I'm putting this in D2L today, and it'll be open for you guys to work on and submit to me by next Wednesday. So you've got 1 week to work on this, okay? And then next Thursday, we'll do the final assignment of the semester, which is for you to write one personal response. Now, you did a practice one at the very start when we studied the poem House, okay? And that was right at the very beginning of the semester. And you'll be doing a second one next week. And we'll have another Zoom meeting so I can go over the assignment with you. And you write that one and submit it to me, and then you're finished for the semester, okay? I'm going to stop the share now. Okay. Is there anybody that has any questions? If you have any questions about the assignment, just unmute yourself and ask, or you could type them in the chat if you want. It's very quiet. So I'm assuming then that everybody understands the assignment and knows what to do. Yeah? My expectation would be that you go back to the one that we did for the Friday Everything Changed, if you submitted it to me, and look at the comments and feedback that you got on that assignment, because it's basically the exact same assignment. And then you'll know what to do. But now you have more text to choose from, okay? Off the top of my head, we have The Merchant of Venice, The Friday Everything Changed, Penny in the Dust, The Chrysalids, and then I can't remember what else we've studied. That's pretty much the only texts that were really that are really valid for essay. Okay, I'll go back over and make sure I didn't miss any. Okay, lots of people like to write about the one that was the most recent. For example, the Chrysalids is the one that we just finished, and we spent a month on the Chrysalids. Okay, if you feel really comfortable writing about the Chrysalids, that's fine. Okay. But you don't have to just because it's the one we just finished. You can go all the way back to the beginning of the semester, okay? And choose the text that made the most sense to you, the one that made the most impact on you. And if that's the Friday Everything Changed, that's fine. Okay, if it's Merchant of Venice, that's fine. Oh, I just remembered another one. We also read Cancer. Okay, some of you may want to look at that text as well. Either way, I'm going to post a list of all the texts we've studied in D2L. And that's it. That's the essay outline assignment. It's not super hard, okay? Next year in grade 11, the skill will be taking it from this outline and turning it into a full-fledged essay. And because of what happened this semester with the school shutdown and everything, we're going to spend a lot of time next year working on the writing portion because half of our students this year didn't get any practice with that, okay? And your teachers next year will understand that a lot of their students coming in have not yet written an essay or a PRT in the appropriate classroom setting. So at least you've had the practice with the outline, okay? All right, I'm gonna stop the recording now.